Hi, this is Military Modeller Paul with a very frustrating modelling session the last few days. As you can see, I've got two made up. Now, these were melted down. What I have to do, when I say melted down, it's be unglued basically. And you can see what I've done already one, and I've started putting them back together. And that's what I'm going to be doing for the rest of them. I did it with these two here. Frustrating. These plates here that go between, that slot in to give you the three areas, don't work. No matter what I did, I could not line the holes that are in these up in there on these parts here. On the front, sorry, the front, it should be the front. It's loose anyway because I've melted it. On one of these, it's got to go through in the middle and sit in the middle of these, so you've got all the 8 barrels together, and they're easy to get to. It didn't work. I carried on. I thought, no, I'll be able to sort it out when I get to the finish, and I couldn't. So I've had to use my trusty lighter to basically melt the super glue off, which it did do, and then basically start from fresh. And what I do is I build it up like this. I've started this is what I've started now, and that's I'm going to be doing it on the plate, and then there's a gap in the middle anyway, that's okay, but these plates cannot go in there. If you put them in there, you don't line them up as far as I'm concerned. I don't know what anyone else has done, perhaps they've had similar problems, but now I've got them lined up and I can drop the barrels into place and I'm okay. So I'll be carrying on now, melting each one to do them. I'm doing this one, there'll be the third one, and I've got 3 more to do, and there they are. And if I show you in there, I think you might just see what I mean. There you go. You can't do it because it moves and all, it just doesn't work. So basically it's got to be sort of, if I do this is what I do to do them. I basically get the see, that one's loose anyway, thankfully. But you know what I do is I hold it with a pair of pliers like this and just burn it, and one's just dropped out now, which is great because I've been wiggling that a bit as well, so that's a good thing. I can still use them. I might have to glue some of them together again to make sure they're okay, but this one's going to go together, and then this will go on, and then I'll put the barrels in, and then it's be like this. It is frustrating, but it's modelling, and I've got music on in the background, or I'm watching a YouTube chat. I'm watching part 18 of the HMS Ark Royal aircraft carrier from Lindsay's builds. So first time I've seen Lindsay's build, so I've got that in the background playing while I'm actually doing this. So anyway, so shout out to Lindsay. He's got 175 subscribers, so he's got another one I think now because I've just subscribed. But yeah, it's interesting what he's doing. Yeah, Ark Royal. And it's a ship as well. I mean, I do like tanks as well, as you know, so I'm a bit of everything. There'll be a tank build next time as well after this. So there you go. So thank you very much for watching this short update, and as you can see, I'm not frustrated at all. Bang, 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 bang. No, I'm not. No, it's just having the patience to sit and redo it all and to get it right, and that's what it is, and that's what I'm willing to do. So thank you very much for watching this, and I'll catch you on the next update. I think this is an update number 23, which isn't much of an update because it's stalled a couple of times. Anyway, we're on the move now. Happy modelling. Hi, this is Military Modeller Paul with a second segment of what I just showed earlier on. This is a couple of days later possibly, and as you can see, I've got one of the guns done. This is the second one I've done. There's one in there under the clear coating box I've got there with the other guns in. So this is how I've done. I've got to this far on my third gun, and you can see the handrails I've had to take off. The reason being is when you fold this bit up and put it in to give the actual position of the gun, they're interference. So if you're doing this Mark MK1 extra P set, and you're building a Nelson or a gun a ship that requires the 8 Bofors, make sure you put the handrails on after you've completed the gun and all these bits and pieces. Not so much the actual gun sights, because that can be done later. What I've found is I've had to use my 5-time magnification to make sure I can get it right in the first place, and then to put these little thin bars that go through across there. You can see the bar that goes across. It's little slots, and you slide a bar in, it drops into place, and that's what the gun sights go on. I had to use 10 times, number 10, which I don't know what magnification is, but basically this is my normal one. This is my normal one there, number 5 on it, and then this one is number 10, and that's a higher magnification. Now you really have to be close with your face to onto it, but for doing that I definitely needed it, and so there you go. So that's what you need to do. As you can see, I've got the other 3 bits ready to clean up. I've got to use me Tamiya file, which I do like the Tamiya files, they're really good, and I've got some really Draper ones for doing rough stuff, and there they are there. They're diamond ones as well, so they're nice. Don't need to use them so much, but so that's what I've done, and basically I have to fold these up very careful, and I've got a way of doing. Oh, there's the other 3 guns actually being done up as well, so they're ready to go in that way. So I'm quite happy so far with what I've done. I think it's these should be completed by Tuesday evening, that is, because Monday I actually communicate with Switcher for a couple of hours, so I shan't be doing so much in the evening. I normally spend between 5 and 6:30 in the evenings doing a bit of modelling as well, which is quite handy, and a bit in the afternoon, which I'm just doing a short video for this, so I shouldn't be too bad. Once these guns are done, I've got then 62 of the single anti-aircraft 20mm, I think they're called, guns, and 63, I think it's 62, but anyway, it doesn't matter if it's 63. No, it must be 62 because I think there's an even number. But anyway, so and they've got a big gun as well. They're a lot smaller in this. They're not just thin guns, straightforward. It's all PE, by the way, for that gun. And I don't know if I've got my bits over here. So where we go. And oh, there they are. I might be able to show you if I just do that, and it's parts. It's 62, and they're 20mm Oakley's, and there they are. So there you go. So that's, and you end up with that. So shouldn't be too bad, but yeah. So I'm okay with that though, because they're going to look nice as well, aren't they? And they've got the old shoulder rests as well for the guns, as you can see there. So that's my next one after I've done all these. I won't be spraying anything until the end. I will be painting the barrels a black colour, most probably a dark semi-gloss black, because I think the barrels would look better to stand out, but the rest of it would actually be sprayed the actual ship colour. So I can just lift this one up and show you what I mean. There you go. Now I've realised there's one thing I've got to do right at the end when I finish them all, is put the voice pipe, because that voice pipe, there's a voice pipe there, and there's one that comes through between the guns and sticks up as well, so they can shout down into it for commands, I suppose. So yeah, quite happy, very fiddly, loads of parts to go into that, but it's working nicely. So I'm going to put that back over there. It's going to go in its little container. So I'll be working on this one now, and folding these up, and then once I've folded these up and stuck them on there, then I have to do these parts, fold these parts, and I put these 2 bits in as well there. Once that bar's in, these go into a little slot there and slot there, and these have to be, the sight has to be bent and then twisted up so it's in line. So quite a tidy bit. Now these bits here, the actual ammunition, I think that's on a painted set, so I'm okay there. So what I'm going to do is, when I've completely painted, slide them in with a bit of white glue and put them in place. So, and they'll be a finished touch. That was after they're painted as well. After they're painted, sorry. So yeah, so getting there slowly, and quite enjoying it still. But I did have to do, as you know, a bit of melting, all the bits, all the guns had to be melted, and the frames are taken to bits, and to make modifications, as you saw in the last video, what I mentioned, I think. So I'll be checking that anyway. So here we go. I'm going to carry on with this. Here's my bending tool. I normally use it on here, basically. I could show you what I'm going to do, and then I won't show you me gluing it together, but here we go. So I'm going to see if I can do it in shop. Now I always use the Tamiya bending tool, believe it or not, as a holder, because it's quite nice. So what I start off with is there. I'm going to put my, so I like to see that bit there. So I put them in there, like so. Get it onto the fold. Get my bendy tool, there we go. Slide it up. And I get this. I quite like this bending tool for a holder as well, so it's quite good. And then what I do then is I get one there. It's got to be lined up, lovely. There you go. Come back in again. Like so. Come out, turn it round, and come back the other way on the other bend. There you go. And up and over. And then I have to do the other one. Now what I do now is I pull that in a bit. And this is where I normally run a bit of super glue inside. And I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to do this, get my trusty bit of glue. I run it down the seam. It takes 3 to 8 seconds evidently to hold. And what I do is I put it over. Oops, sorry. I'm in focus here. Bring it in, tighten it there, and hold it. And that is done now. And then what I do is I go back down here. Now I'll go on to the thin one, because I've got a bit of a thin one there. It's quite a nice one. It works out quite nicely for this one. And you've even got another one over here that's deeper, but this is quite nice. Slides in. Is it on it? Yep, that's on the fold mode, so that's okay. And I'll bring that up like that. And then I have to come out slightly. Got the wrong ones, there you go. I have to come out slightly to bend the next bend. That one doesn't go fully though, because this one, make sure it doesn't hit. That doesn't. There you go. And I'm over there. So you've got quite most of the bend done there, as you can see. And then I take it out. Leave that one side. And that's what I've got. Now what I normally do now is make sure that it's going to go in there, and I slide this. I don't know if I'm going to get it into shot. Fold it forward and then slide it into place. Just to come back a little bit. There, now I had a click. Drops into place. And there's one done. It's got to be glued to the sides, like I do. I run glue down the sides, and that's done. And then what I do then is I'll do it quickly now. I run glue down there, with my trusty bending tool. What I do this over the top, and I clamp it. And now I basically sit there with that glue in for a few seconds. It says 2 to 8 seconds, or was it 3 to 8 seconds? It's 1 to 3 seconds, but I always leave it a bit. I hold it a bit longer, and then when I've done that, it should be okay. Oh no, there you'll see it popped open, so that's going to be obviously to get enough glue in there. So there we go. It's always funny on camera when you do these things. It goes normally perfectly, and there you go. Yep. around the edges. And that way. And then hold it again. And now I should be okay this time. Now what I always do now to give it a bit of a grip when I actually glue it to the actual side of the frame, I do a couple of scratches on the gun placement, the circular bit. You can see, if I can do this, the circular bit you can see there. Oops, if I bring it into focus a bit more. The circular bits there, these are the square oblongs there. You see that's where the magazines have to go on, both on the 4 in total. So what I normally do now is once that's dry, get my sanding stick and sand it. Gives a lot of scratches on it, as you can see. A lot of scratches, and they actually take the glue and it makes it a little bit better. So that is one done. So what I've got to do now is make another 3, and they'll be glued on. And then after that, I glue on the handrails back. I've got the others still with them stuck on, but it's not. I just run a bit of debonder on there, let it soak in a little bit, and then pull it off, and it's worked every time so far, and I haven't broken any railings at all. Please don't do it anymore. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. So just thought I'd let you have a look there. There you go. Whoops. There you go. So anyway, that's what I'm doing, and that's the end of this update. And this is update number 23 or 24, I'm not sure, 23 possibly, or could be 24. Right, happy with modelling, and loved Ron's bit of soldering on his Iowa, on that radar thing on top of the rangefinder turret, I believe it is anyway. So that looks really great, that does, and he does a really good job with soldering. And I've seen someone else soldering really nicely lately, and I realised my soldering iron hasn't got a fine point, really fine point. That's what you need on some of this fiddly stuff we're doing on here. So, but I am going to start doing some bit of solder on certain bits. The crane I built, I'm tempted to redo and solder that, but the trouble is then you've got to take all the other bits together. So, but the next cranes on the Iowa, and possibly the 1350 if Bismarck, when I get around to building that, well, I must probably get a bit more soldering on. I'll make sure I can get a very fine tip though. Right, happy modelling everyone, and thanks for my subscribers and all those just casual onlookers, and see you on the next update. Happy modelling.